Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. A very happy Diwali. So today we are revising the Murli. The date is the 25th of February, 1986. Avyakt BapDada's elevated versions on the surrender ceremony of 50 double foreigners and sisters in Madhuban. Today, BapDada is giving special love-filled congratulations for this especially elevated day. What ceremony did you celebrate today? The external scene was beautiful anyway, and the sound of zeal and enthusiasm and their determination from everyone's hearts reached the Father, the Comforter of hearts. So today would be called the ceremony of having a determined thought, filled with zeal and enthusiasm. From the time you first belonged to the Father, you have had a relationship and that will continue. However, you celebrated this special day in a special way, and this is known as having had a determined thought. No matter what happens, even if storms of Maya come, even if different situations arise through people, if there are any scenes of upheaval of nature, if there is any type of circumstance in your lokik or alokik situation, relationships, if there are very strong storms of thoughts in your mind, in spite of those, you belong to the one Father and none other. Did you have the determined thought of having one faith and one support? Or did you just sit on the stage? You know, these are very lovely lines that Baba gets us to have. You know, he says it in such a lovely way, but honestly, sometimes we take even our own stage for granted. You know, to have that determined thought, you have to sit and have that determined thought and not just presume that you've got it in your life. Many times we presume, oh yeah, of course I love Baba. Oh yeah, he's my support. But you have to consciously sit and make a pact with yourself sometimes and go, no, this is what I'm going to do. And then see the wonders of that. You know, they say one faith, one support. Were you sitting on the double stage or single stage? One was this physical stage, and the other was the stage of determined thought, the stage of determination. So you were sitting on the double stage, were you not? You wore very beautiful garlands. Did you wear just those garlands, or did you also wear the garlands of success? Success is the garland around your neck. This determination is the basis of success. Along with these physical garlands, you were also wearing the garlands of success, were you not? BapDada always sees a double scene. He doesn't just see a physical scene, but together with this physical scene, he was also looking at the soul conscious stage of the mind, the determined thought, and the elevated garland of success. You know, Baba never wavers from his duty. His duty is to make our mind powerful, our stage elevated. So Baba constantly looking at that as well. Baba was seeing the double garland and the double stage. All of you had a determined thought. Very good. No matter what happens, you have to fulfill the responsibility of your relationship. You have to achieve success by always fulfilling the responsibility of love for God. Responsibility of love. It is guaranteed that success is the garland around your neck. To belong to the one Father and none other is the determined thought. When you have just the one, you automatically and easily have a constant and stable stage. You have tied the imperishable thread of all relationships, have you not? Even if one relationship is missing, there would be fluctuation. This is why you tied the string of all relationships. You forged a connection and had that thought. Do you have all relationships or just the three main relationships? If you have all relationships, you have all attainments. If they aren't all relationships, one attainment or the other would be missing. It was the ceremony for everyone, was it not? By having this determined thought, you receive a special lift in your future efforts. You know that there's an easy way to check about relationships is just feeling a void or feeling a special connection to anyone other than Baba. You know, when you feel, you know, even if it's something as simple as you are dependent on your cleaner or you're dependent on someone else to cook the food for you or drive your car or take you somewhere or teach you something, that relationship I'm building with that Lokik person and therefore not with Baba. So that's an easy way to check about having our relationships. And then, of course, a simple way to fix that is just to have a determined thought. So, blessings by Baba. By having this determined thought, you receive a special lift in your future efforts. This method especially increases your zeal and enthusiasm. BapDada is giving all the children congratulations for the ceremony of having a determined thought, and he also gives the blessing. May you always be imperishable. May you be immortal. Today, the group from Asia is sitting here. What is the speciality of Asia? The first group for service abroad was the group that went to Japan. So that was Badi Dadi and Dadi Ratan Mohini ji, Dadi Kumarka. So that is a speciality, is it not? And we've just had a new center open in Japan, actually, maybe about a month ago, one in Hiroshima, where, obviously everyone knows Hiroshima, where the bombs went. So we have a new center there now. So what is the speciality? So that is a speciality, is it not? According to the inspirations from Sakar Baba, the invitations, especially for foreign service, came from Japan, and foreign service started there. So Asia is number ahead in establishment. That was the first invitation from abroad. It was from Asia that there was the beginning of service by receiving invitations from people of other religions. So Asia is so lucky. The second speciality is that Asia is the closest to Bharat. Those who are close are said to be dearly beloved. The dearly beloved children are hidden away. At every place, so many very good jewels have emerged. Even though there is less quantity, there is quality. The fruit of your service is good. In this way, the number is slowly increasing. All of you are loving. All of you are lovely. Each one is more loving than the next. This is the speciality of the Brahmin family. Each one of you experiences having greater love than the other, and that the Father also has greater love for you. That BapDada makes only you move forward. This is why people on the path of devotion have made a very meaningful image. They have shown Vallabh Krishna with every gopi. He isn't just with one Radhe or 8 princesses. There is Gopi Vallabh with every gopi. For instance, when you go to Dilvalam temple, you note which one is your image or your alcove. So is there an image of each of you in this gathering of those who are doing the dance? This is called the great dance, the Maharas. There is very great praise of this great dance. Baba cleverly moving on to the physical aspects of building a relationship, how we hold each other together. Then he mentioned that, everyone has such great qualities, everyone in the Brahmin family. And, that sometimes we become distracted by that very easily, don't we? Because we have this habit of being body conscious and being impressed because bodies are limited, qualities are limited when you're body conscious, but when you're soul conscious, everything is unlimited. So this habit of being impressed, oh, this person is so nice, they can be so lovely, and we have this habit of being impressed. That is not a wrong thing per se, but it does move me away from the eternal truth, because impression usually would imply that something's missing. But when you're soul conscious, everything exists in abundance. So to have an impression of someone, or to be impressed, or to think that they have something more than someone else, even if it's something very sweet, they're very helpful, they're very generous, it's a very good quality. But when I get impressed, subconsciously, somewhere I know that I feel it's missing in other people, or it's missing in myself. So Baba moved on to that, and now he's saying, do the Maharas, Gopi, being soul conscious, having that relationship with Baba has so much power that he can make everyone move forward. That's the beauty of being soul conscious and on this elevated stage and living in the golden age, and of course our beautiful confluence age as well. So Baba bringing about how qualities work, how our powers work, how our energies translate on the physical level as well. So, Gopi Vallabh having the power to have a beautiful relationship with everyone. Okay, so this is called the great dance, the Maharas. There is very great praise of this great dance. BapDada has great love for each one of you, each one more than the next. BapDada is pleased to see the elevated fortune of every child. It doesn't matter who it is. You are all a handful out of multi-millions. You are multi-million times fortunate. Compared with the world, you are a handful out of multi-millions. Are you not? Japan is so big, but how many of the father's children are there? So you are a handful out of multi-millions, are you not? BapDada is seeing each one's speciality and fortune. You are the dearly beloved handful out of multi-millions. For the Father, all of you are special souls. The Father doesn't see some as ordinary and others as special. All are special. On this side, there is going to be a greater expansion, because on this whole side, there is a special double service. Firstly, there are those of the many various religions, and there are many souls on this side who have emerged from Sindh. You can serve them well too. If you bring them close, then through their cooperation, you will easily be able to reach other religions too. Okay, there must be some Raz in that. Why Baba saying if you reach out to the Siddhs, then you can go through to the other religions. I don't know what the beauty of that is, but that's what Baba's saying. So through their cooperation, you will be easily able to reach other religions too. By doing double service, you can bring about double expansion in one way or another, whether positively or negatively. a seed was sown in them. That's a sweet one, whether positively or negatively, because you know what they say now, any popularity, any advertisement is good, whether positive or negative. You know, even when they had negative articles about Baba and the Yagya in the early days, at least that got us publicity. So Baba saying the seeds been sown, so at least they know about Baba and they know that God has come, whether they agree with it or not. That's, you know, up to drama and the time, but the seed has been sown. Because they received the introduction, they can come into a relationship easily. You can do a lot of service because this is the family of all souls from all religions. Brahmins have spread into all religions. There isn't a religion that Brahmins have not reached. They are now emerging from all religions and coming here. You have the feeling of belonging when you come in front of the Brahmin family. It is as though you went there due to some karmic account and have now come back to your family. You have come here from everywhere to become instruments and to claim your fortune of service. This is not a small fortune, it is a very elevated fortune. And that's such a lovely way Baba puts it's a fortune of being able to do service. You know, it's not a burden, it's not a responsibility. You know, service, it's a fortune. If I can do even a little task, especially if it's something I don't want to do, it's my fortune that being able to help in Baba's task, in God's task. It's a fortune. So you have come here from everywhere to become instruments and to claim your fortune of service. This is not a small fortune. It is a very elevated fortune. You have the greatest of all you become the greatest of all charitable souls. You come in the list of great donors, great servers. So to become instruments is also a special gift. Double foreigners receive this gift. You get a little experience and you then become instruments to establish a center. So this is a special gift to have come last and go fast. By doing service, the majority of you have the awareness that whatever you instruments do or however you act, others who see you will do the same. So this becomes double attention. By paying double attention, you have a double lift. Do you understand? Double foreigners have a double lift. The lands everywhere have now become very good. After a field is plowed, the land becomes good, does it not? Then it easily bears very good fruit. Acha. The sound of the big mics from Asia will reach Bharat quickly. Therefore, prepare such mics. Acha. To the senior dadis, what can be said in your praise? Just as it is said of the Father, if you turn the ocean into ink, the earth into paper. So too, there is the praise of all of you dadis. If Baba were to start praising you, then it would last day and night. It would be like a complete course of 7 days. You are good. The dance harmony between all of you is good. The horoscope, Rashi, of all of you is the same, and all of you perform a very good dance, a ras. To go hand in hand, that is to harmonize your thoughts, is the dance. So BapDada continues to watch this dance of all of you dadis. This is the dance of the special 8 jewels. You know, and that's such a lovely, you know, it's not that one move is better than the next or one thought or one piece of intelligence that I've got is any different or any better or any worse off. But to be able to live together, to enjoy each other, it just takes one thought that I'm here to have a dance. If someone says just turn left, and I really think turning right is the correct way, but because I love the family and I want to be part of this beautiful gathering, and I want to harmonize myself and the world as a part of that. So if they say left, just go left. And that's many decisions we take every day. Sometimes, many a times, it's not the right one. The majority, please just go with it. And that is our speciality. And that's what the Dadis practically showed us. Everyone had their own intelligence, their own input, but they agreed with everyone. And that's what made the Dadis special. So you Dadis are the special decoration of the family. If the decoration were not there, there wouldn't be any beauty. So everyone looks at you with that love. Acha, to Dadi Brijendra, that was Brahma Baba's or Dada Lek Rajyoga Lokik daughter-in-law. You have been decorating others from childhood in the Lokik and Alokik life. And so, by continuously decorating, you have now become decorated. It is like that, is it not? Not only does BapDada always remember the Mahavir Maharathi children, but BapDada has them merged within him. Those who remain merged do not need to be remembered. BapDada always keeps every special jewel revealed in front of the world. So you are the special jewel who are going to be revealed in front of the world. You get extra help from everyone's happiness. And what a beautiful line that is. Just by making other people happy, by agreeing with them, by being pleasant, you get so much nourishment and you get extra help. So you get extra help from everyone's happiness. Seeing your happiness, everyone receives the nourishment of happiness. Therefore, because you continue to receive blessings of love from everyone, the lifespan of all of you is increasing. You now have to do a lot of work, and so you are the decoration of the family. Everyone looks at you with so much love. If the canopy were removed from over someone's head, how would it be? If those who always have a canopy then do not have it, what would that be like? So all of you are the canopy of the family. To Dadi Nirmal Shanta. So of course, Dadi Nirmal Shanta ji looked exactly like Brahma Baba. She was, I think, the second or the third child. Very lovely. Baba loved her very much because she was very quite young when she came into Gyan, and of course she had quite a bit of a life before that. Married at I think 14, had a couple of children, and a bit of a tussle. And of course, I think it was her father-in-law that became instrument in creating the anti-party, and Baba's remembered that very fondly today. So any publicity, even if it was negative, at least it got the word out, it got people talking. So let's see what Baba says to Dadi Nirmal Shanta ji. To Dadi Nirmal Shanta, you constantly continue to see your memorial in Madhuban. The memorials are there to be remembered. However, the remembrance of you creates a memorial. The remembrance, and what a lovely, lovely way, But we have memorials because we remembered. The memorials, however, the remembrance of you creates a memorial. Whilst walking and moving along, the whole family remembers the images of support who have become the instruments. So you are an image of support. Because you are a strong image of support for the task of establishment, this building of expansion and progress is becoming so strong. Why? Because the support is strong. Acha. Om Shanti. So let's have a minute of silence. Remember what Baba said, and then we'll come back as a group. What would we like to share? Any thoughts on the Murli?
Om Shanti, Harman sister.
Om Shanti.
What Murli, when Baba just opened it with surrendered ceremony, I just, with permission, would like to know I have always understood this word surrendered in a very different way before. As I've always shared, I studied in a convent and I was brought up even in a convent. So I've seen these sisters with whom I was very close and all. When they say, I still remember a particular sister who said the day before she was anointed and she wore the dress of a nun, and how, a choice was given between the two life and how they chose it. And then once it's that, the feeling of every moment just belonging to the Lord, and the feeling that silence really attracted me. That could there be also such kind of feeling of a living human being? God, I used to even sometimes smirk at it. How can you just get married to God and all? I remember that. But over here, it's just that to make myself belong to the Father and accept myself as his child from the heart is surrender. I think it like that. Even though Baba speaks here of the traditional surrender ceremony of the brothers and sisters, and even here I have heard, I have seen there are so many kind of Brahmin rituals and also which sometimes I myself haven't understood. But I go back to that concept or the feeling in all these hearts to just leave everything and just belong to one, not only from the heart but also physically. It is such a dedication, it is such a determination, it is something very different. That's why such kind of sisters, they have a special place in Brahma Baba's heart. I was really thinking about that, and the only one analogy, as I had shared with you, I take it is about the nuns and how we have seen these ceremonies. Baba is describing them. How, where are you sitting? So it's like A checking point for these surrenders, sisters. On what stage are you sitting? Is it a double stage or a single stage? And what garland are you wearing? The decorations which they are wearing. What is that feeling over there when your turn comes and then you say, Ha, Baba, I give you everything. I really would like to understand the feeling because it's something special. And Baba is so considerate for some people, like the other Kumars or the other Kumaris. Of course, Baba never mentions other Kumaris, he calls them mother. There cannot be a surrender ceremony, but I feel for them also, just one thought that I belong to you, the determination thought is, I think, something very close to the heart which I got to take from the first paragraph of the Murli. It's something I don't know how to say, sister. Going down and just making Baba yours, Baba only Baba yours, none the world only Baba's Mera Samsar hai. That world,
Yeah.
Baba Mera Samsar is just, I don't know how to say. See, I am not surrendered and all, but if you just ask me, if I just sit down with Baba at Amrit Vela, I feel yes, there's nothing else, Baba. You belong to me, I belong to you. When I leave this room and I go outside, yes, there's a world, I do my work. But I want to know, the difference between that, the real surrender thing, and the others, something deep inside which says, enough is enough. I belong only to you. This is what I don't know whether you call it as an emotional thing, but I find tears streaming whenever I just think about this kind of surrender too. This is also, I think, a very special thing for we souls in the confluence age. Om Shanti.
Yeah, that's very beautiful, sister. Absolutely. I think surrender. What a lovely topic Baba's picked up. And then I felt there was a strong undercurrent because, of course, Baba's not here to do physical things for us. He's not here to get me a job. And, sometimes living in a center, it's kind of like a job, isn't it? So it's not really about where you are physically. It's not about how, yeah, he'll address the youth separately. He'll address the mothers separately, perhaps just to get them. Sometimes I feel like again, it's about get bringing people together. It's being able to have each other as support, which is more natural in this world. You are more naturally inclined towards the group, if I may say, in that sense. But Baba's task is not that. And I really felt today's Murli, and he was, Baba's clever like that. Of course, he's addressed the surrendered brothers and sisters, but his vision is beyond that because the truth is beyond that. You've surrendered that, and then that word sticks out for me. It's the fortune of service. But your stage becomes according to what thoughts you pick up, what thoughts you allow into your life, how you live your life. It's not got anything to do with where you are physically or how old you are, what circumstances you are, if you're married or not married, whether you physically live in the center or not. Your surrender it it can't be, and it's not dependent on your body conscious circumstances, if I may put it like that. I can absolutely be living in a center and my heart is somewhere else. I am craving the chakachond or the maya of the world. I can be sitting in Baba's room and be thinking or being distracted by, my stomach's rumbling, I'm hungry. So I'm distracted by a body conscious need, which is food, for example. So I'm not surrendered at that moment. I am not in Baba's room at that moment. Physically, I'm there. So it's the same. I don't think being physically surrendered, and that's important as an organization. according to also how this world works. Kali Yuga has a different way of working than what Paramdham does. People in this world need certain, and all of us came into Gyans differently, but a lot of us needed that 7-day course. We needed to understand day one, okay, day two, and we needed that physical place as well, that center, that ashram we went to with those beautiful vibrations, and it felt like an oasis. So we are used to that in this Kali Yuga. We are used to all of these body conscious sahulate, these things that Kali Yuga provides. It's not about that, but because we're used to it, so Baba addresses it like that. My surrender is not, it's not dependent on my physical relationships, my circumstances. You can be in the middle of a very important work call, but whatever physical work you do, or looking after someone, or whatever. You can be in a hospital, you can be ill, but Dadi is exemplified. We have a range of dadis, dadis that kind of just came like, makhan se baal nikalna had no issues. They just, they were just there. And we had dadis that had extreme pressures and tortures. So, again, but it wasn't about that. Baba's own daughter-in-law, of course, she was the instrument, and probably juxtapose that against Dadi Nirmal Shanta. So Brijendra Dadi was, she could just come because, she was already married into that family, part of that family. She was just there. And then, Dadi Nirmal Shant, on the other hand, such, if you've ever read one of her books, 3 in 1, bit of her story, it was extremely challenging, and also she was a child, married at 14, and, the father-in-law and the husband was so against, they used to beat her up, and, Baba tried to help her. But, as a physical father as well, he had to go through so much, seeing his own daughter, but then becoming Brahma and going through that journey along with her. So, we've got these examples in front of us. Dadis are not, I don't know how much we take inspiration. And, again, we don't need to read or know a lot about them. But if you're looking for something where you feel less than, or where you feel a little lost, or where you give yourself an excuse, but because I have 6 children and a ill father and a blah blah, sometimes we give ourselves excuse. But I am stuck in this world where I need to fix everything, and I just can't remember Baba because I can't live in a center. That's an excuse I give myself. So to escape those excuses, to not get tied up in those excuses, that's where I think we can use, if you're interested, use the lives of dadis to inspire myself that, well, if they can do it, and if I want to, I can. And if I don't want to, well, then, that's my fortune, however I want to take it. But we have, Baba's given us enough examples, and again, going back to the Murli, with what you were saying, sister, of course, he was, he started off, congratulations, yeah, but the whole Murli, he was like, well, what stage are you on? Physically, yeah, you can be on a stage for an hour and feel good, but what stage are you on? So it's not got anything to do with what clothes you're wearing, where you're sitting, where you're physically working. It's about where your mind is. If you're working, you're helping, doing seva in a center, physically, it's exactly the same if you were in, no, of course, there's of course bit of a difference. When you're in Baba's home, you get extra help and all of that, but it's not going to make your fortune just by physically being there. Your mind has to, and ultimately comes to the mind. So you can use the body to strengthen your mind, or you can just give an excuse that, my physical relations, my physical circumstances, my bodily relations, all of that, or you can just make that an excuse. So use the body, use, you've got money, go donate. You've got time, do mansa seva. Go pick up, go do the dishes at Baba's home. Go scrub the floors. Do something for Baba. Use your physical to strengthen your mind, because the surrender is of the mind. I have to be able to let go of my ego, surrender that to Baba, bringing back to what, the ras, that what the dadis did all together. They had the surrender of, this ego, even they let go and surrendered and said, no, I have to I have to be one with everyone. There's obviously, when you're making a decision, some decisions are better than the others. We know that. We have an intellect. We're not, we don't, it's not that we don't know. We're not dumb people. So, yeah. So being wise with my mind, being wise with my circumstances, I think that's the real surrender that Baba wants from us. And I think I talking a lot. I'll let other people chip in as well. Okay, we've got, of course, we can keep talking forever, but if someone else wants to chip in, should I
Om
read some?
Shanti. Yeah.
Yeah, go on with that.
Yeah, Baba also touched upon the ceremony of determined thought. So the importance of having determined thoughts. So determined thoughts is always good when we have that determination within the self. Only then we would do something. So things will come around us and try to stop us. But when we have the determination, right, no matter what happens, Maya will come, but a situation will be opposite against me. But if I have the thought that I belong to Father and He's there to support, right, and that determination will become the means for or the basis of success, right, and that will eventually bring Garland of victory. So Baba highlighted that have our relationship with one Father, so it's very important that we experience our relationship with one. So even if there is one relationship is missing or weak, then there is a chance that Maya can attack us there, and then therefore our stage can go up and down. Right, the stage it will fluctuate the stage. So most of us, yeah, would experience Father, Teacher, and Sadguru, but when it comes to experiencing the other stage, right, I suppose it requires a good planning how we need to do that throughout the day, because not always we will remember to have these different relationship experience with Baba throughout the day. Right. So, sister, would you throw some light how you do that, all these stages, experiencing Baba in our relationship? How can we do this in our day-to-day life? How can we plan? Yeah, Om Shanti.
Mm.
Thank you.
That's very nice returning, brother. I really liked the point you picked up about determined thought. Because many times I feel like different sanskars. If I sometimes see them as okay, I've enrolled to do I don't know a certain course. I've done. I want to do a bachelor's of business, for example. So I've enrolled into that. So that's my determination. And I will stick. I will have challenges. I have an exam. But I will stick through with it because I know at the end of 3 years I'll have that degree. So it's the same. So for example, if I'm working on a set and I've identified a certain sanskar I want to change. It might as well just be something like I want to be more determined. I want to be more concentrated. I want to have every relationship with Baba. But because we have a thought, but then it fizzes out. Baba many times says soda water. So because we don't keep so determined thought, I think it's just a reminder every day as well. I can be very focused that yes, Baba, I'm gonna have all relationships with you. But I need to create my own syllabus. I need to have my own reminders. And I, for example, sometimes pick up one virtue on the new moon day. And I've had this habit for some time that, every moon, so it's giving my mind a direction. So for the next 28 days, 1 month, I'm going to work on this virtue. So happiness, for example, on the new moon day, you pick it. And then every night before going to bed, you check. So that's a determined way of checking what I am working on. So that's the syllabus I have picked for the month. So it'll be the same if I'm working on a relationship. I have to give myself pointers because the way I check it, and I think I mentioned it earlier as well, the way I check it, if I'm, it's usually the simpler things where we justify, well, of course I need a maid to come do my dishes. Or of course it's my wife who's going to cook for me. So we have those of courses, and then that's where we let my determination slip. So if I'm determined to have every relationship, if start with the little ones, and that doesn't mean I need to physically change. I don't need to physically not ask my mom to cook for me anymore, or not physically, I don't need to drive my own car, for example. But emotionally, am I dependent on that being? Or emotionally, do I, is my self-talk, is my relationship with Baba and strengthening myself? Of course, we use all these, all these relations. I'm not going to start flying my own planes, and I still need to get from India to other countries in the world. But that relationship, I've assumed, of course, it's the pilot's duty. But how do I bring that back to myself and have self-fulfillment in a way? So I'm not dependent emotionally on that being. And you can check that many times, because if the other person does something wrong, so namak zyada ho gaya, or they haven't cooked, they've skipped a meal, or they've burnt something, or the train's late, emotionally I will get disturbed, I will get shaken up. Why is this not the way that I want it to be? That shows my dependence on the other being, that other physical person, rather than I need to go somewhere. That's something, putting myself in a just myself. I need to go somewhere. If different circumstances are happening, someone's driving rash, someone's being late, the roads are not good. So rather than blaming the government, the pilot, the weather, this, that, just bring that everything back to myself. Okay, so late, it made me feel uncomfortable. Why did I get uncomfortable? Why was I emotionally dependent on someone else? So it's not, the roads are very bad. I blame the government. Oh, they're corrupt. They don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So my emotional energy is being drained because I've linked that uncomfortableness that, the road's going to be what it is. That's why Baba's building a new world so we can have everything perfect. But in Kal Yug is, if you know how to use Kal Yug, it will show you every single thing that's missing inside of me. So I get uncomfortable because the road's bumpy, and I end up vomiting, and I'm sick for 5 days. That's showing my emotional less than, what's missing in me. So if you know how to use the Kal Yug, that will help you get to your perfect original stage. So if your dependency, emotional dependency, I think, is that making sense in some way, or is that getting too
Indeed, sister.
complicated? Haji?
Indeed, sister. Indeed, sister. The way you attributed it to past. Am I audible?
It's breaking up a little bit, Raki.
Okay. Is this better now?
Yeah, it is better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could actually resonate to what you were telling Harman, sister, that if you use Kali Yuga in the right way, you'll be able to elevate yourself, because here is an opportunity to look within, and as you mentioned, that our emotional dependency is something which triggers us. Yeah. And sometimes these triggers are not even known to us. Only when the situation comes in, and whether I'm reacting or responding is the place to stand in. In fact, everything that happens outside of me is a mirror for me. If I stand in that recognition and accept things as they are, that doesn't mean that if something wrong is happening, I should not stand for speaking out for myself or speaking out for the world if I have that position to, or I have that role to play. But checking every time that, am I getting drained by any simple triggers that's happening around, is standing in awareness of who I am as its soul. And every time something like this happens, stand in an awareness of connecting with Baba. Now, what really works for me at different situations is connecting with Baba with the relationship of a best friend.
That's very nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's very good because I think many times what happens is we have these, of course I'm meant to get angry if of course I'm supposed to feel uncomfortable if I'm, lying on my bed and I have a fever or I'm sick and I'm ill. I have these of courses and that's what stops my journey. And I think Baba, Sakar Baba, number one, of course, Mama, in proving that that's not the case. So me being aware that, it's mind over matter, that it's using all of these to strengthen my mind. So of course if I, for example, I can't, I don't have access to food, I don't have access to kitchen, I'm dependent on someone, and if they don't feed me for 5 days, I'm gonna go, of course I'm supposed to be sick. Of course I'm supposed to be uncomfortable, and of course I'm supposed to get angry. That's the body conscious approach to it. Or it's I'm not telling anyone what to think or how to react, but a soul conscious, if I was, truly just living as I'm going to improve myself, face all this. And these things have happened to many dadis, but they took all of that and went, no, how can I use my mind, because I can create thoughts and then just link that with Baba, because my this janam, my this birth is just for strengthening my relationship with Baba. So they used every single thing to get closer to Baba. So I have to be aware what is my aim in life. You can sort of dilly dally along, of course we're doing well, doing Amrit Vela Murli, but then being aware and using every single relationship, every single circumstance, and bringing it back to myself and Baba. And I think that's probably where when Baba says last so fast, and that's probably a blessing for us to have Kalyug in that sense. If I can be if I can be light enough to take Kalyug, bad things happen, okay, but I'm going to use that to build my relationship closer to Baba. Okay, I'll just read. BK Om has written in the chat box. Okay. Great, Murli. I like the concept of Brahmins enjoying every moment. The dance of the soul with the Supreme Soul, the Maharas. The memorial of that is every gopi has her Gopi Vallabh Shiv Baba. Every gopi experiencing the unlimited abundance and happiness. Yeah, that was a very lovely analogy. Brother, did you want to explain a bit more about that? That's a lovely point, of course, in the Murli, and how you've picked it up as well. And it's very nice to have, being able to, and to dance, it's, if you visualize a dance, it's such a fun thing to do. And, of course you can have choreographed dance, but, if to just be able to flow with life, to let energy flow through you, to just experience that, letting go and that love, it's such a lovely, lovely thing. And then, of course, Baba also, along with that, he mentioned that, Baba's got the love and the energy to make every child, he can see the speciality in every child, he thinks everyone is special. Which Kalyug, doesn't let you. They always say there's only one topper in the class, there's only one topper in the country, they want the best, but Baba sees the best in each one of us. So that's how we can experience the unlimited abundance and happiness.
Om Shanti, sister. Yeah, that dance really elevates every soul, And here Baba is talking about the unlimited dance of mind. Uh, and here, mind goes beyond its own dictates and lifts up beyond the body consciousness. And then that, that kind of synergy or resonance which comes out from a collective dance is something like Garbha. We have all seen in Garbha Ras, how every soul is effortlessly, synergizes and enjoys. Every soul, that energy level becomes manifold, multifold. Uh, so that's the beauty of dance, and which is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita about this dance, which was by the deity souls. The like all the deities had come to this world and having this Maharaj. So that's was that. Now we came to know from Baba that it's our memorial, and we should, I think, this point, this analogy, we should use it for our Purushat, Tivra Purushat. Om Shanti.
So that's very lovely, brother. Because dance is such a fun thing. And the more people you have, and the more they like each other. Many times I think Garba they see people just enjoying. Dance is just about enjoying. It's you're sometimes you're tired, and they can be hard steps, or they cannot be enough space, or your clothing can be uncomfortable. Your shoes are, but when you're enjoying, none of that matters.
Yes,
So our Sangam Yug is like that. Yeah.
yes. There's no tiredness. There's no
Yeah.
low
Yeah.
energy. Everybody is smiling. Everybody is trying to match up with uh, the partner, and how it brings the perfect
Mm, mm,
of
mm.
movements. Even even body also follows that. So once the
Yeah,
soul, the mind becomes matching, then the body also easily follows, effortlessly follows it. And that's the
absolutely.
beauty of a dance.
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Because you go beyond all limitations. You're puffy at that time, you're tired. It's the same with Kalyug. So many things are on our plate. There's this, there's that, there's relationships, there's that. But if you just seeing it as a dance, I'm doing sanskar ras, Baba says many times. I'm just, my aim is just to have fun with and spread happiness, which Baba also mentioned today, and have a sanskara, so to be one with everyone around me. If I see my life like that, they can be that, then I can have a weak partner, but one that doesn't like to dance. But if my aim is just to bring everyone together and do the
Yes,
circles in such a
bring
lovely
everyone
and
on the dance floor. Bring everyone on the dance floor and just dance, and
yeah,
that's why they have written about cosmic dance, which the
yeah,
supreme soul always have with every soul. It's the soul which forgets that, the supreme dancer is dancing with us, and the consciousness, if we can regain, then definitely the soul also lifts up to that level of the supreme soul, the supreme dancer, uh, supreme.
yeah. Yes, how lovely. Okay, and I think that's a very lovely note to end the morning, or start the morning on, rather, in this session.
And
I'll
just
just
take one
quickly.
more moment, sister, that Bharatnatyam, that Shiva is also remembered in the role of that. There is
Raja.
a yeah. I think Girija sister would know that. What is that
Yeah,
called? That Nat
Nataraj, yeah.
pose of
Natarajan.
dancing, Natarajan,
Yeah.
yeah. Natarajan pose. Yeah, that is the dance the dance pose only, and where the Shiva is just beyond, and he's dancing with the cosmos, the universe.
That's lovely. And what a lovely way to start the new year. Is it today? Diwali's, I think tomorrow, New Year. I'm not sure about the dates,
Tomorrow,
but
tomorrow is the new year. Yeah,
tomorrow
there's
is the.
been 2 days that people were celebrating Diwali
Yeah, today
in the
also
office.
people are celebrating Deepavali.
Yeah.
Today also,
Ah,
yesterday.
good. Well, a very, very, very happy Diwali to all of you from our
Yes.
family here, to all of that, and enjoy. We'll see you next time. That was a lovely Murli, actually, and a very wholesome discussion today, I felt. So thank you, everyone. And
And
we
we
will see
invite
you.
you for a small, short song as a meditation song before we close.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay. दिए जल गए दिल ये खिल गए स्वागतम शुभागमन जो आप आ गए दिल ये खिल गए, हर हृदय की आत्मा के आप चंद्रमा, प्यार से दुलार भरे हम करे महिमा, हृदय की आत्मा के आप चंद्रमा, प्यार से दुलार भरी हम करे महिमा, आप कितने प्यारे हो, कितने प्यारे हो, आपकी गोदी में हमको लेते जाते हो, बाबा मेरे आप तो सदा साथ हो, आप मेरे दिल की तो महिमा गाते हो, आपसे ही मैं हूँ तो आप गाते हो, हृदय की आत्मा के आप चंद्रमा, प्यार से दुलार भरी हम करे महिमा, दिए जल गए, दिल ये खिल गए। Om Shanti, everyone. Have a lovely day, a lovely week, and a lovely year ahead. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Herman sister. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.